What's up, everyone? It's Tom here for PhilTomPlus.com.
Hi,
We're doing
everyone.
podcast number 30. Dad, say hi.
Hi everybody, how
Mum,
you going?
say hi again.
Hi everybody
Great to have
again.
you here.
Well, so we're going to go for about 10 minutes, as we do usually say. Maybe we'll stick to it one time. And so, I don't know, we talk about stuff on the podcast today. I just want to talk about, we can do YouTube ads now, which is great, because we've been working on traffic for about since July last year with content marketing, videos, articles and stuff. Mum's been doing a Facebook course, Facebook ads course, which is something you have to build up over a bit of time. But this week, we did some training, we bought a product, we've had experience in this area before, and we can now go ahead and get some traffic now. Traffic today, which is very exciting because, well, that's what we want. I'm very excited about that. I've been thinking about that, and now we can do that. Anybody else have any thoughts about that? Anybody?
I'm very excited about it. I think YouTube is an actually untapped market.
It has been said that YouTube is an untapped market, hasn't it?
Yes. Well, I don't know.
And the reason being,
In our particular niches, I reckon it is. I reckon it's underutilised YouTube.
Well, yeah, to get leads for your business, it is an underutilised method. And the reason is, now we don't know the reason, but we think our reason would be is because of video production. Video production is, there's a big learning curve.
Yeah, bit scary for some people.
So we've nailed that. We know how to do some video production.
But my impression of reading the sales page for the product you bought was that they were saying you didn't need a lot of this
Well, here's
experience.
the thing. I said this to Mum today.
Right.
Because I was thinking through, and I came out here to Mum and said, you know what, Mum? We don't even, if we gave this to somebody, they don't even need to have, they don't even need to have a video. They could literally make a YouTube account and then start putting ads up, because the ads are made through the tool that we bought.
Right.
So you don't have to know how to make a video.
That's the impression I got.
Exactly. You don't have to know how to make a video.
Yeah, so
which is great. So we could literally go to somebody. How do you get traffic, Tom? Well, you know what you can do. You can do some YouTube ads. You can select what video you want your ad to show before. You don't need to know how to make a video. You don't need to know any of that. You can just do this, and you can get some links.
Can I just qualify this and just let everybody know that might know this, but in YouTube, if you actually get a click on an ad within the first 30 seconds of you putting the ad on, you don't get paid. You don't get charged for it. The ad is for free.
Exactly. So you only get charged for YouTube ads if they watch it past 30 seconds. That's the only way you get charged, which is very, very interesting, because if you go on YouTube and you've seen ads before, you'll notice an ad starts and you have to watch the ad every time for at least 5 seconds, and then that skip button will come up.
Yeah.
And how many of you use that skip button?
Me, I do every time.
Every time. Every time I see that button, I skip it every single time.
Which comes down to that point, which is the point Tom has been telling us about, that I'm sure it's in my subconscious, because I think I've heard it in my sleep, that it's the first 3 seconds that counts.
Yes.
But it is true. It really, they are saying it's the first 5 seconds. That's why they don't put the skip button up for the first 5 seconds. You got 5 seconds to make an impression before that person goes, get lost, I don't want to listen to you.
Well, this is the thing. I was saying this when I was looking at the training and they were explaining the product. They give 2 examples. They say, look at this video and tell us why you think it didn't work.
That was so funny.
And then another video, they showed the next video and they say, tell us why this video was the one that worked. And straight away, I knew straight away. I'm like, okay, this first video that they said didn't work. I'm like, okay, it's the first couple of seconds. They don't say anything. They don't say anything what the product's
not
about.
Engaging.
What are you saying? And then the next video that they said was the winner, the ad that worked. I said first 5 seconds, bang. The first line was like straight to the point, bang. And that's a good point that we should mention. In anything video related that you do online, you have to, the first couple of seconds, you have to give the person, the viewer, what they want. So if your video is about how to add a Skype call, you have to go into how to create a Skype account. You have to go into how to create a Skype account in the first 10 seconds. Now let me give you an example. I've learnt a lot off YouTube just by searching things out when I've had problems, like technical problems. How to do this on this editing program, how to create a Skype account, how to anything, how to. You can learn a lot off YouTube. And the amount of times I've looked up one of those videos, and in the first minute, sometimes they even go for 2 minutes. The person rambles on for 2 minutes, for 2 freaking minutes of my life that I'm never going to get that time back. They just waffle on and they don't even mention the problem. I don't care about anything else. I've typed in a problem. I want to know the answer. And if you don't give me, if I can tell you're going to be waffling on in that first couple of seconds, I'm gone. Don't even talk to me. I can't handle it.
Mm.
So I think that was just, just a point. In your videos, you've got to get to the point straight away. Anyway, you got anything to say, Dad? You're just sitting there not saying much, which is a bit different.
We hasn't really had a chance tonight.
Well, I'm just getting that little bit of passionate piece out, Mum. If you're doing a video, especially one that I'm going to look up and try to learn from, don't waffle on for 4 hours until you give me the goddamn answer. It drives me nuts.
I guess the thing that I think about is the person that's listening to this podcast, probably, the probability...
I know what he's going to say.
The probability...
What? It's true.
It's so funny you're laughing.
Is that what you're going to say?
Yeah, that's exactly what you were going to say.
Where are you talk about the same thing every week. Where were you stored?
I'm going to correct you, bozos. Oh, God. Anyway, I was just opened an email from this guy who he's supposedly a traffic guru. And he was attending this big seminar in America, which Matt Lloyd, one of our mentors, attended, called Traffic and Conversion, and it was a big thing over there. And so basically, he's saying, look, you can buy the notes for $27. But as I scrolled through the whole page, it was really a lot to do with Facebook and YouTube and retargeting, this sort of stuff. That's what I sort of gleaned out of it. So we're all over that, and we're onto that.
But this really gets my goat. But everybody's in business, and everyone's, it's a business, free enterprise. Give them a go, whatever else like that. I'm just trying to be really nice the way I say this.
Well, don't be nice. Give your opinion. What's your opinion?
It is so annoying because if you've been in the ad sort of realm and you've been researching the ad and everything else like that, people know about retargeting, and they know, and it all makes quite logical sense that this is what you would do. It's no different to opening a business, a shop front, and someone comes in and looks at your merchandise, and you say to them, "Oh, would you like to join our newsletter, or would you like to join our Facebook, or whatever else like that?" And they fill in the form, and you've got a contact for a promotion down the track. Happens all the time. Or become a member of this, become a member of that. It's all that. But what gets my goat and annoys the
shit out of you.
Yes, thank you, Thomas. Out of me is the fact that then you start these hooroo gurus that turn around and says, "We've got the problem solved now. We've got it. The secret is retargeting." You know what? Retargeting's been around since the year dot. They're just calling it something else and putting it in a different package. It just means you have to learn something. That's all it is.
I think we forget, or we take for granted, the rate or our knowledge, how we acquire it.
Here we go.
And I think you've got to think about, where does a new person start who's not familiar with that?
I'm not. What I'm saying.
Say the same thing
I'm
every
saying,
week. We're never going to be able to say anything in the history of our business
I'm bringing it back to the basic level, you bloody...
Even every time? Yeah. Every single time? I mean, it's a podcast. It's a podcast. It's not a live training. We're not going into detail. It's a discussion. So we don't have to go... If we're on a webinar where we're teaching somebody something, let's qualify some things. Let's get into some detail and take it back to the basic thing. But when we're in a discussion, Dad, and people want to hear the passion... Let's not qualify every little thing.
Spit all over the table when you say that?
I didn't actually spit that time. I spat on Dad's computer before.
It's hard for me to sort of be here with you two pillocks, you know.
Oh, pillets. Let's go right now. I'm ready.
Pillets.
I'm ready.
We're pillets now. Anyhow, I wasn't even relating what I was saying to a newbie. I wasn't even thinking about the newbie. I was just thinking about they could possibly be newbies, or there could be people that have been in business for a while, and they get sold on this idea that this new thing, retargeting.
It's the silver bullet.
We've got the Facebook game sewn up. We're going to retarget everything. You know what? Retargeting's been around for zonks. They're just calling it something else and putting a pink bow. Shiny object syndrome.
It's shiny object syndrome, and it's also silver bullet syndrome. You think there's a silver bullet out there that's going to do all the work for you, or whatever, or it's the next thing. Oh, it's not. First of all, the game's always changing. So what I like about this YouTube ads, and we were talking about this the other day, is we're at the ground floor. We're kind of at the start of it, where it's not very competitive at the moment.
No.
So we're going to do that in the next year or so.
Someone said it was the Wild West of YouTube.
Yeah, and so it's going to change. But I'd like to be here in the next year or so, where it's pretty infant and it's a great opportunity before everybody starts jumping on board and the costs go up and all that sort of stuff.
What about the person, and we've already said this, is concerned that I don't have any video experience?
But with
video ads, like we said at the start, you don't actually have to have any video experience at all. And usually when somebody says that, you think, hi. Like when he said it on the webinar, where we bought the product from, I'm like, that's a load of crap. You need to have some video experience. How do you put a video up? Because we've been through that, and we know how hard it is to learn and get to a point where you can put a video up. Turns out, you really don't need to have any video experience. Because you don't actually need to put a video up, because the tool that we bought actually does it for you. All you need to know how to do is type. Really, all you need to know how to do is type.
That's true. That is exactly what he said. He said if you can write X amount of words, and you can write 5 lines of copy, or 10 lines of copy, I think it's 5 lines of copy, whatever he said.
Yeah.
5 lines of copy, you can do this. The rest of it is automated. It's not automated, sorry, wrong word. Is taken care of by this system.
Yeah, now let me just qualify that before, so we can wrap it up, because we're at 12 minutes. One word he used very, very often was easy. And I don't like using that word, and maybe we should use the word, I don't know. But right now I don't like using that word, because I know it's not easy. Because I know, even though the process he showed to get a video ad up on YouTube was simple as anything. It was so simple. And with my past experience, I could go in there and I could get an ad up I could get it up in less than 10 minutes, because he did that. And based off my previous knowledge of using ads and AdWords and all that sort of stuff, I could go bang, 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 done. But I know when I go in there, I know this is just the name of the game. There's going to be some technological problems. There's going to be problems that come up. I have to build a capture page. What's going to come up that there's a roadblock. There's always a challenge every single time. You can't get around that. So to use the word easy is... He did
qualify that by saying easy to people that were used to YouTube. He did say that.
Did
he? Yes, he did.
Well, he said easy
in the industry, if people understand marketing, and I think I've learned a lot from this guy that I'm working with in the UK. He calls it there's this NLP process called chunking, and so it's just part of the sales process that they use the word easy. Because
that's
I guess
who wants. Because that's what Maria Andros said.
Who wants to do hard?
Exactly. Well, that's what Maria Andros said. She said you sell them what you sell people what they want, and not what they need.
Sure, fair enough.
Stealing my points.
So I guess that.
So that's what the Poms can do. The Poms they can market. They just can't play cricket. Any Poms listening? That's true. We just destroyed you in the World Cup.
Would you be able to? I was asking you, Janine. Did you have a link that people could have a look at that thing that we looked at?
Yeah, do we have a link?
What, the V-roll? Yes, I'll put a link at the bottom of the podcast for you, if you want to have a look at it.
Have a look at what we looked at, or Janine looked at, and Tom looked at.
And if you've got any questions, make sure you put them in the comment section.
So let me just say what it is. If you want to get some traffic...
It's qualifying.
I'm not qualifying. If you want to get some traffic now, or in the next month, like... fast traffic, not content traffic, which takes time to build up. If you want traffic now, this can be an option for you. Now you're going to have to learn some stuff, you're going to have to get some new skills, but we think it's a go on. We're going.
And I think and the way that you master it is you're going to fail to learn. It's all about testing, which is anything new when you're putting it out to the market is about sucking it and seeing. So
exactly.
It's testing.
So that's all we're going to say about that. Mum will put the link to the webinar. I'm assuming the webinar replay. You can have a check, look at it. If you have any questions, put it in the comment section below. That's it. It's been 15 minutes. Footy starting soon, and I'm going to enjoy it. See you later.
Have a great day.
Have a good week.